Hello everyone. Now here qualitative and quantitative analysis is the common for all the techniques. Is the common for all the technique. Okay. So whatever method we are going to learn here, out of which 60 to 70% methods we have already studied in the SYBSC. Okay. So calibration curve method, standard addition method, internal standard method. These are the methods which we have already learned. Okay, but here again we are going to see how that methods are applicable to this technique also. Okay, so we can determine concentration with the help of this technique up to 10 raised to minus 6 mole, 10 raised to minus 6 mole, and that is fairly accurate. Okay, so this technique is more oftenly used as a quantitative technique, is used as a quantitative technique rather than the qualitative one. So now we'll see qualitative analysis, how we are carrying out. So most of the metals have reported half-wave potentials. They have their reported half-wave potentials. Okay, and if you carry out the analysis under the same condition, and if you try to find out, if you try to match that half-wave potential with the tabulated values which are present in the literature, from where you will get the idea. Okay, so these are what half-wave potentials. Okay, if any value which you have got from the experiment that matches with any of this value, okay, so that may indicates that there may be the presence of any metal out of these metals which are present over here. Okay, and these are the metals which can be easily studied qualitatively from aqueous solutions. Okay, now quantitative analysis. For the quantitative analysis, direct proportionality between the diffusion current and concentration of electroactive species form the basis for the quantitative analysis. And we know the echoic equation ID is equal to 607 n raised to 1 half m raised to 2 by 3 t raised to 1 by 6 into c. Okay, this is what the echoic equation. So ID is measured from the polarigram, and if all other quantities are known, then the concentration of C can be evaluated. Okay, so what is I? As we know that I is a diffusion current constant, and its values are given in the literature. This is what the constant 607 n d raised to 1 half. Okay, and it is available in the literature. So remaining are the capillary characteristic. We know that what are the capillary characteristic? That are the m raised to 2 by 3, t raised to 1 by 6. These are the capillary characteristic, and this is what the C. If we know these things, we can easily find out the concentration. Okay, concentration. Okay, by finding out the diffusion current. Okay, so here that is given. But what happens? We need to carry out all the experiment under the condition in which this I is determined. And a diffusion current constant is determined, because it is having, if it is having tabulated values, available values in the literature, so we need to follow that condition. Then only we can use the tabulated value of this diffusion current constant. Otherwise, we cannot. Okay. But for the routine analysis, it's not convenient, because this may cause 3 to 5% of error in the final result. Then what we are going to do? We are going to use the calibration curve method. As same that of SYBSC at 2 to 3 point or 2 to 3 places we have studied this. So what we are doing here, we are preparing the solutions of different concentrations, like these are the concentrations in millimoles per decimeter cube. These are the prepared concentration by you now, suppose. Okay, and you are measuring the diffusion current for that solutions which are now available with you. You are measuring diffusion current. Okay, and you are plotting the graph now. Okay, and at the end you have a solution of analyte, which is of which concentration is unknown. Okay, what you have to do, you just measure the diffusion current for this, and if you found that yeah, its diffusion current is 6 microampere, so from here you have to plot a line on the graph. Okay, and from there, over there it crosses the this line, from where you have to come on the x-axis. So it may be here, not necessary that it should come over there only. It may be here. Okay, it may come anywhere. It may come that reading may come anywhere. From where you need to come on the x-axis. Okay, जिथे ती व्हॅल्यू भेटते तुम्हाला है ना डिफ्युजन करंटची, तिथून सरळ लाईन टाकायची ह्या लाईनला आणि सरळ खाली या ऍक्सिस वर या. that will be the concentration of unknown. Okay, this is how you can use it as a quantitative tech. Then standard addition method. Okay, so the method used is somewhat similar to that of the optical methods. Okay, and as you know that all three methods what I told at the beginning of the lecture that we have studied in the optical techniques. Okay, so unlike the optical method, in this method two polarigrams are recorded. Here we need to record two polarigrams for the standard addition method. The first polarigram is recorded for a definite volume of sample solution, for a definite volume of a sample solution. Then second polarigram recorded is with the small addition of known concentration, or the addition of standard solution, the addition of standard solution to the sample solution. Okay, and what we are doing here now, see, for both the solution we are trying to find out the diffusion current. Okay, and from which we can find out the concentration of unknown. See, sorry, let capital V be the volume of sample or test solution, small v be the volume of standard solution added to the above, that is in a very small quantity, and the concentration of standard is CS, that is known to us. Then let ID1 and ID be the diffusion current for the two cases, which we have to record from the instrument. Okay, now you know the CS. Okay, so then according to Ickowick equation, ID1 is proportional to C1, ID2 is proportional to C2. Then here it is C1 and it is C2. Okay, so ID2 upon ID1 is equal to C2 upon C1. So where C2 is the concentration of electroactive species in the second case, and C1 is the concentration of electroactive species in the case of sample. Okay, so C1 is equal to Cx. C1 is equal to Cx. ही आपल्याला find out करायची आहे ना sample ची. Right? Now, what we can write here, C1 is equal to Cx, and C2 is a concentration of electroactive species, total concentration of electroactive species. Total कोणतं, जे की ऑलरेडी सॅम्पल मध्ये होतं ते, जे की ऑलरेडी सॅम्पल मध्ये होतं ते, आणि जे की तुम्ही स्टँडर्ड ऍड केलाय त्याच्यामध्ये, थोडं व्हॉल्यूम स्टँडर्डचा पण ऍड केलाय ना, स्टँडर्ड ऍडिशन मेथड आहे ना, ते अपॉन टोटल व्हॉल्यूम, दॅट इज प्रिव्हियस व्हॉल्यूम plus small added volume in it. Okay, so substituting in equation, substituting these two in the above equation, that is equation number 22. Here it is. Okay, this is what the equation number 22. याच्यामध्ये त्या दोन्ही टाकायच्या आहे. So what you will get finally, what you are getting here, see, this is the equation you are getting, and again by solving this, okay, as we know that except except Cx, all other quantities are known. So by putting that values, okay, and in the final equation, as we know that the whatever standard added or the volume of standard added is negligible. It's a very small. So neglecting this, finally you get the Cx as Cx is equal to ID1 into VCS, and that is neglected from the denominator. Okay, see what see here, ID2 minus ID1 into V plus ID2 into small v. So here, from here we are neglecting. Okay, listen. Okay, from here we are neglecting the small v, and by putting the values over here we can find out the concentration of a known solution. Okay, or the species concentration or analyte concentration. Okay, so one more method is there, that is internal standard or pilot ion addition method. So what we have to do, the polarogram of the sample solution in a supporting electrolyte and maxima suppressor, that is gelatin, is recorded. Then to the same sample solution, more easily reducible ion like pilot ion or internal standard ion is added, and current is again measured. Okay, that is voltage curve is recorded. The difference even half between the pilot ion and the sample ion should be 0.4 volt. Remember this condition we have to consider over there. Okay, and then only we can use that pilot ion over here. Okay, otherwise it's not possible. So by putting the values, okay, I sample upon I pilot. By putting this I sample upon I pilot. So what is that? C sample upon C pilot, and therefore I sample upon I pilot is C sample upon C pilot. Now these values are known to us that we have found out from the experiment. Then we know the concentration of pilot. We can easily find out the concentration of sample solution. ओके, कारण हा पण त्याच्यात टाकतो म्हणजे हाही आपल्याला माहिती आहे. आपण एक्सपेरिमेंट मधून फाइंड आउट करतो ह्या दोन व्हॅल्यू. मग राहिली कुठली सी सॅम्पलची, जी की अननोन आहे. ओके, दॅट वी कॅन find out. So what are the application of polarography? So polarography is a technique. So you can use to find out copper, lead, and stannous from the food stuff. Then copper, lead, nickel, cobalt from the steel. Then tin, lead from the soft drink. Then oxygen from the seawater, biological fluid. Vitamin C from the fruit and vegetables. Then a riboflavin from the milk and the pharmaceutical products. Along with that, you can use this technique to find out or determine vitamins, hormones, then natural coloring substances, drug, pharmaceutical preparations, then pesticides, herbicides, residues from the food, essential oil from the plants. Okay, then determination of purity of honey and sugar. Over there, we can use this technique. Okay, again we can use it as a qualitative and quantitative technique that is again used for the structure determination. Since most of the organic compounds are insoluble in the pure aqueous medium, it is necessary to add a solvent to some supporting electrolyte in which both the organic compounds and its electrode produce are soluble. Okay, so common solvents used include the alcohol, ketone, acid nitride, ethylamine or ethylene, diamine. Okay, so commonly used supporting electrolytes which are mixed with the organic solvent are quaternary ammonium salt, like tetrabutyl ammonium iodide. The example of organic functional group that can be reduced at the dropping mercury electrode are, you can study aldehyde with the help of this technique. You can study ketones, nitro groups, amino compounds, azo compounds, nitroso compound. Okay, if you can check out whether this reaction is completed or not. As you can find out the aldehyde. So if there is no current is observed in the reaction over where the reacting material, starting material is aldehyde, and you can say that this all aldehyde is converted to the alcohol. Okay, this is how you can study the reactions also. So the determination of dissolved oxygen from the aqueous solution in organic solvents and the biological fluids is also possible. Okay, then we can study the complex formation or the changes are taking place during the complex formation by the half-wave potential of metal ion. This shift in the potential is dependent on the concentration of complexing agent. Is used to find out the formula and the stability constant of metal ion complexes. The principle is also used in the detection of estimation of metal ion whose half-wave potential differ by less than 0.2 volt. One of them is complex, so that its half-wave potential differ appreciably from that of the other metal ion. Okay, in this way, this technique is having very large number of application. But remember, due to the toxic nature of the mercury, the technique is not much commonly used. Okay, this is what the problem associated with this technique. So otherwise, this technique is very nice. So the technique is over. In the next lecture, we will start the ampermetric titration. So thank you, and this is enough for this session, this lecture. Okay. Thank you.